Hey guys, Anthony here with Organically Grown Muscle. As you know, and you might be stuck at home too, we're at home a little more than usual right now, so we might start feeling some stuff in the low back, somewhere in our body, or we just might start feeling some aches and pains that we never had before. So I'm here to bring you something for your low back. I'm gonna start putting out a bunch of content just like this, low back, knees, hips, things like that. So let's get started with the low back. I'm just gonna show you 2 exercises that are probably my favorite and something that I include in my own program since I broke my back a few years back. To keep up on these exercises. So number 1 is going to be a pelvic tilt. Now this exercise is super important and it's something I want you guys to start thinking about all the time. So when you're walking around, the problem here is with our hips. So a lot of the times we have a tendency to stick that butt out and start to arch right here, right? Now you're just putting all that tension on the low back. So we end up sitting like this, we end up walking like this, and that can be a problem. So what we want to think about is tucking our pelvis the opposite way. So we're actually trying to squeeze the butt a little bit and rotate the hips so they're forward. And I would say most people have the problem with the tilt being this way rather than this way, anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. So what we want to think about is tucking it in. Now to make that into an exercise, you can just do that standing in place, just like this, going back and forth, squeezing the stomach in, or we're gonna make it into a little bit more of a difficult exercise, dropping down on the ground and trying it in a plank. Now you got 2 options here. We're gonna do a progression and a regression. So these are plank pelvic tilts. Progression is gonna be in a full plank, just like so, not letting the hips sag, keep those hips up. Think about what the shoulders are doing, pulling them down and back. And then from this point, we're gonna maybe stick the butt out and then tuck it forward. So we're gonna try to stick it out, squeeze the back that way. So we're going the opposite of what we wanna do. And then pulling it in, tucking forward, squeezing the stomach a lot. So while you're doing this, think about pushing the ground away as well. We're not sinking into the shoulder blades. Now we make it easier. This is it. We just drop the knees down, just like so. And now we kind of have a cat-cow pose going on. Put our butt out, get that kind of tension on the back there, and then do that opposite. Squeezing, tucking forward as much as you can. Now that's a crazy important movement, guys. I want you guys to try to do that like 3 sets, even if it's every day right now, just while you're inside, because that's just gonna help start to engage that lower stomach a bit more. Now the next one, of course, has to include a Superman. I know my man Rob out there loves these. So what we're gonna do is grab a band if you have one. Now this is gonna be a progression. So these are the lower half of the Supermans with the band, and this one's gonna be the progression. So a little harder, we're laying flat on the ground. Now the reason why we're doing this one is to isolate out the glutes and the low back a little bit. So when we do Supermans, we have the tendency to lift the whole body. For this one, upper body stays flat. Now the main focus is gonna be back here. Now if we have the band on, what I want you to do, drive the hips into the ground, lift the legs and try to get the quads up. And you can be upright, you just rest your head on your hands and you're gonna lift. And then push out. And then all the way back, and then back down. So now this takes any movement that we would have or tension off the upper back, and it's just gonna drive it and put it into the lower back and the glutes. And we want to do the band on the way out, because that's what's gonna hit that glute medius and the side of the hips. That's gonna really start to strengthen the back. Because when we have low back issues, a lot of the times it comes from weak muscles from other parts of the body. So now if that one was a little too much with the band, or you may not have a band, just do that same thing. Going down, lifting up, and then make sure we go out as far as we can, might just be a little bit, and then all the way back, and then all the way back down too. So every time you're getting that full rep. Now on both of these, I would say, like I said, three sets. And with these recovery exercises, we're really shooting for like 12 to 15 or so reps. So with both of those 3 sets, you can do them as a superset back and forth. And every day, guys, that's something that's really gonna help your low back right now. So like I said, I had back issues, broke my back. This is something that I include in my program, so please try it out. I really think that it'll help you out. And I got my online trainer program going on, so a lot more of what we're doing here is on there. And then I also have follow along videos that I just started for online, because everyone has to go online right now. So I'm pretty excited about it, actually. It's been a lot of fun. We're doing our workouts on Zoom, and then we're also doing the follow along YouTube video. So it's a lot of fun, guys. Go check it out, and I'll have some more videos about any aches and pains that you may have. Please shoot them my way, and I'll definitely help you out, guys.